Good Day Chicago at 6 starts right now. Good morning, Anita and T. I'll see you later.
Exciting when you procrastinate. Just get it done.
Yeah. Good morning to you, Chicago. I'm Anita Padilla.
And I'm Terrence Lee in for Scott this week. Here's what's live right now. COVID cases continue to climb here in Illinois. Today, we'll get an update from Chicago's top doctor on Lollapalooza's impact.
And in Washington today, President Biden's going to talk about his Build Back Better agenda and how it's going to lower the price of prescription drugs. And let's give you a live look this morning at our downtown area, looking really beautiful. Boy, I like what I see right there. That is a gorgeous picture. Can we just, capture that and keep it?
Stunning. A little cobalt in there, a little periwinkle.
Periwinkle, my old radio name when I was, on there, yeah. 814 Periwinkle, playing the hits for you at Kiss FM. All right, we start the day on, at least for the most part, a quiet note, but gear up for another very warm and steamy day. We'll be 87 by noon, near 90 this afternoon, and then we await what appears to be the final round of thunderstorms coming in here between about 6 and midnight. It is 77 at Oak Park, 72 at Romeoville, 69 in Zion, 65 St. Charles, 75 at Westville. Headed for 90 today, and then no more 90s in the forecast, at least for a while. Anita, Terrence.
All right, Mike, thank you. So the question is, was Lollapalooza a super spreader event like a lot of people feared? Well, we're going to get more information today on that from Chicago's top doc.
Let's go to Joni. She's live this morning for us with the latest. Good morning, Joni.
Good morning. We're in Grant Park, which is right back to normal. But what about all those people who attended Lollapalooza? The early report was that 90% of the people who came here were able to prove they were vaccinated, so they got in, but those who couldn't show proof were turned away. That much we know. Security tried to keep things tight for entrance to the four-day full attendance outdoor music festival, making sure that attendees showed their COVID vaccination card upon entry or proof of a negative COVID test. But masking was not really widespread, and social distancing, that was not really observed either at the general admission venue. Some doctors were predicting disaster with large crowds gathering, and today, 2 weeks later, we're going to find out if there was COVID transmission as a result of Lollapalooza, which attracted 100,000 people per day, thousands of downtown tourists from other states. The city spread the message about vaccines and their importance, but the Delta variant became more prevalent. Case rates around the country started rising. Chicago also seeing more cases, though not at the same rate as less restricted parts of the country. Well, city officials put their faith in Lollapalooza organizers, and today they're going to report what they know about COVID cases and how this city is going to proceed with the local festivals and large gatherings that are coming up. Dr. Arwady is giving her briefing at 9:30 this morning. Reporting live in Grant Park, I'm Joni Lum. Back to you.
Joni, thank you. 6:02 right now. COVID cases continue to surge across the state. Here's a look at the latest numbers. The Illinois Department of Public Health reported nearly 4,000 new cases yesterday. There were also 10 additional COVID-related deaths. The 7-day positivity rate is now 5.1%.
Well, the FDA is expected to authorize COVID-19 vaccine booster shots for some people who are immunocompromised, people within days. Excuse me. This is going to be the third shot of the current 2-dose Pfizer and Moderna vaccine. Vaccine advisors for the CDC are going to meet tomorrow to discuss those booster doses. The CDC is urging pregnant women now to get vaccinated. They say the COVID vaccine is safe. New data, they say, shows no increased risk for miscarriage among people who received either Pfizer or Moderna's vaccine before 20 weeks of pregnancy. 23% of pregnant women are said to have received at least one vaccine shot.
Hundreds gathered last night to remember Chicago police officer Ella French. She was shot and killed during a traffic stop last weekend. Her death comes at a time when police say officers are being targeted by shooters at a disturbingly high rate.
We saw her excitement for life and her willingness to serve. We saw her effervescent spirit, saw the light in her eyes and her infectious laugh.
I am forever indebted to the police department. This was an atrocious act, and I come here to support with love and with God in my heart.
Officer French is the first Chicago police officer killed in the line of duty this year.
A woman who was humiliated by Chicago police during a wrongful raid on her home is now speaking out about the death of Officer Ella French. Anjanette Young says Officer French was there the night the police stormed into her home, but after the raid had taken place. She says that Officer French was, quote, the only officer who treated her with any dignity or respect. She says that she now joins Officer French's family in mourning her loss.
Outrage this morning from Chicago's top cop after the man accused of buying the gun that killed Officer French was released on bond. Jamel Danzy is accused of being a straw buyer, meaning he bought the gun for someone else who was not legally allowed to own a gun. That's a federal crime punishable by up to 5 years in prison. We're going to be bringing in a former federal prosecutor to talk about these straw purchases ahead at 6:30.
2 people are shot by police after their vehicle slams into a squad car during a traffic stop. It happened yesterday morning in East Chicago, Indiana. These officers reportedly tried pulling the car over, but the driver then hit their cruiser and pinned an officer to the door panel. Another officer got out and fired shots, striking the driver and the passenger. They were each taken to a local hospital for treatment. All right, it is coming up on 6:05. Still ahead, 2 high school basketball coaches are now facing murder charges, and this is after the death of a student athlete. Don't go away. We've got more Good Day Chicago for you right after this break.
Fresh coffee is not about when it was made, but how it was made. Introducing Chibo, Europe's #1 coffee house. 800 unique aromas captured at peak intensity. Chibo, now at your local Jewel-Osco store.
Right now, during Toyota's National Sales Event, you can lease a stylish new 2021 Camry for just $239 a month. Toyota, let's go places.
Oh, there's no hot water. Ew.
I'll call ABC.
Great, so it's done.
Our family's been available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for more than 70 years. Trust ABC and consider it done.
I'm Bradley, working at the Illinois Hammer Injury Law Firm. After an injury, you may feel alone, worried about bills piling up, and if you'll ever recover. You're not in this alone. Let us fight for you to get you the settlement you deserve. We can make things better. Call the Illinois Hammer Injury Law Firm today.
The Illinois Hammer Injury Law Firm is with you every step of the way. You're not in this alone.
Expertly tailored eye care, state-of-the-art eye exams, high-quality lenses and frames. Because everything we do at LensCrafters is for every sight that makes your life special. Book your annual eye exam now. LensCrafters, because sight.
Chibo coffee couldn't be any fresher, unless it's brewed in our revolutionary new machine. Meet the Chibo. Single serve, bean to brew. No pods, no waste. What could be fresher? Chibo coffee. Now at your local Jewel-Osco store.
All right, it is 6:07, and this is going to be the last hot day for a while. Not that we have anything really chilly coming in here. Normal high this time of year is 83. I think we'll hit 90 for the high today. A couple of degrees warmer than yesterday. The clouds and showers in the morning held temperatures down just a little bit, but it's upper 80s and low 90s today. And then tomorrow, ooh, a nice little break. It's normal temperatures for the most part. A little cooler at the lakefront. Those of you in Northwest Indiana may be stuck around 78 or 79 at Ogden Dunes, Dune Acres, and Gary. But most of us will be headed for the low 80s with similar temperatures continuing right on through the weekend. Terrence, Anita?
Mike, thank you. A man from North Aurora is dead after reportedly pointing a gun at police. According to the Tribune, his fiancee called police to Pine Creek Drive Tuesday night because he was acting erratically. Officers arrived and approached James Weisner inside the home. That's when he pointed his gun, police say. They left the home. Weisner followed them and refused to drop the gun. He started approaching an officer on the street, and that is when he was shot. He was later pronounced dead on the scene. The Kane County Major Crimes Task Force is investigating.
7 men and 5 women have been selected now as jurors for R. Kelly's trial, and this is out of New York. Opening statements and testimony, they begin next Wednesday. The jurors are going to remain anonymous and partially sequestered. Kelly is facing sex trafficking and racketeering charges. He has denied the claims and the charges. The trial could last between 6 and 8 weeks.
Kentucky Senator Rand Paul is booted off YouTube over coronavirus mask claims. The Republican senator has been suspended from publishing on the platform for a week. Comes after he posted a video claiming masks are ineffective against COVID-19. YouTube says it violated their policy on COVID-19 medical misinformation.
A judge is set to begin a key hearing today, and this is in the Boy Scouts of America bankruptcy case. The organization wants a judge to approve an $850 million agreement. It says it is key to its proposed reorganization plan. Thousands of abuse victims are opposing that agreement, though. That is because 70,000 men claim that they were sexually abused as young boys while in the organization.
The NCAA has determined Baylor University did not violate NCAA rules over the reporting of sexual assault accusations. The NCAA did place Baylor on 4-year probation for other violations related to improper recruiting. The scandal over failure to report a sexual assault on campus led to the firing of Baylor's football coach, along with the athletic director and school president. 2 high school coaches in Georgia, they have been indicted on murder charges now, and this is in the death of a student athlete. 16-year-old Imani Bell went into cardiac arrest during an outdoor basketball practice back in 2019. Now, her family's attorney says Bell was forced to run up stadium steps on one of the hottest days of the year. The women's basketball coach and assistant coach were both charged in that case. Fred is losing a bit of steam. The storm was downgraded to a tropical depression yesterday. This is new video here from the Dominican Republic. The storm brought strong winds, a lot of rain that flooded streets there. The storm could gain strength again as it heads toward the U.S.
People in the Pacific Northwest are bracing for another heat wave. It comes after a month of record-shattering hot weather, which killed hundreds of people across the region. Public Works crews in Seattle are now spraying cold water on the bridges to keep them from buckling.
Yikes.
I've never heard of that before.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that's wild. All right, 6:10 right now. Coming up, school is already back in session for one area district. Teachers and students in Buffalo Grove talk about a return to the classroom.
Plus, one state is now the first in the country to require COVID vaccines for all teachers.
And Aurora's new police chief is sworn in. More on what he plans to do as the leader of that police department.
Get new floors during Empire